Alright, and we're back here with the Cuaba Salomones final third. I took a break for about 5 minutes or so, left it sitting there, and came back and it was still burning. Very juicy. Good cigar. Still tasty. Not harsh at all. I'm going to take this band off. I mean, I gave this cigar a 10 for the construction, and it has proved, it has lived up to be a 10, all the way down to the final third, where it is just burning straight as an arrow. Look at that. Perfect burn for such a very difficultly constructed cigar. Wow, wow, wow. So the other Figurado that the Cuaba factory produces is the Distinguido, and it's similar to this big double perfecto, but it's I guess it's what kind of a Figurado would I be able to call that? It's a bellicoso, but it's I don't know, it's just a smaller, it's a double tapered, a double torpedo, I guess you would say. It's a, it's a smaller cigar, like a Corona, basically, like a petite Corona. But it's tapered at both ends. So it's a double torpedo, it's a Figurado, it's a very difficult roll. I mean, a hell of a roller's got to be rolling these things. I mean, these are only rolled by the main professional, experienced rollers that have been rolling for 7 or 8 years. These people know what they're doing. I mean, man, they know what they're doing. To roll a cigar that, from the beginning it had all that funky shape and everything, and just burn all the way down to the nub. Just perfectly. I mean, that is one hell of a roll. Taste now are a little bit spicier. Not harsh, still smooth. But I do taste tannic, a touch of tannic. So the more tannins the cigar has, the more the tannic. So tannic taste is real astringent, bitter kind of a taste. So if you taste a lot of that, then your cigar would be great for aging. So the way a cigar ages is, from the first year it's in the sick period, it's all messed up. They sprayed the tobacco before they rolled it, so it's very humid. It's putting off a lot of ammonia. It's just it's not as smooth at all. Doesn't burn correctly. The burn is all twisted, and you get a lot of kind of a thing where the cigar is just real green. You sit it down and it goes out a lot. I mean, it's a lot of relights on these kind of young cigars. Then after that sick period, that first year, the ammonia, thing starts to decline and recede a little bit, and then you move into the beginning of the aging period. Okay, so you got that first aging period, and it could vary from cigar to cigar, but that's the period where flavors are going to start to increase. And, from the first year to about 7 or 8 years for pretty much all cigars, most cigars, That's 8 years or 7 years. That would be your maximum for flavor. Okay, so you store your cigar at a good aging condition, which is about, I would say about in Celsius 65 degrees, and humidity 65 degrees. I would say 65, you know, Celsius. You store your cigars in those conditions for 5, 6 years in a good humidor, you're going to have a damn tasty smoke. You know, if it's Cuban. Most other cigars, you know, they would age like that, but all the tobaccos are different, especially when there's a blend of Dominican, Nicaraguan, and all that kind of thing going on, and a wrapper from Connecticut. Then you got a whole nother process, because the oils are marrying, and that process of oils mingling together, that's quite different if you got all tobacco from one region, Vuelta Bajo region, or you got a bunch of tobaccos all blended together. So the chemical breakdown of the tobacco itself, you know, it's producing the flavors, that's one thing, but the oils, they're also producing a lot of flavors. So that's why Cuban tobacco is so damn good, because the oil is just, man, is really going to blend up, come together, and just come out, pop out in that wrapper, the surface of the wrapper, and it is going to be delicious. If you open up a box of Cuban cigars and you see some cigars, they're real oily, they got an oily wrapper, that is a cigar that's a good smoke. That's going to be a good one. And this cigar here was pretty oily. Tastes a lot of toast at this point. It's spicier. Still good through the nose. No problem at all through the nose. So yeah, so back on aging, so the first 8 years, you know, between 5 and 8 years, that's when the cigar is going to develop flavors. And after that period, the cigar will start losing flavors, okay? So you're going to start losing flavors after that 8-year mark. But that's when the tannic aspect of cigars comes into play. So if you have a cigar that's very bitter, very tannic, then that's when that second maturation is going to come into play. So the cigar that's very, very bitter in the first few years, it's going to be a great cigar to age for the third maturation. So yeah, this cigar, it is green, and it's wanting to go out. Yeah. So when a cigar gets to this point, it really gets hot. It really gets bitter. So that's why you gotta age your cigars. If you smoke a young cigar, when you get to the final nub portion, which is where we are right now, it's gonna get very difficult to stay lit, and that means you gotta declare war on this motherfucker. You gotta puff on it so hard that it gets hot, and when it gets hot, all those flavors are gone. You're just tasting hot smoke. So I mean, that's pretty typical for a very young cigar. But I will give this cigar very good ratings. I would say it was definitely maybe a 9. Construction was immaculate. The burn was fantastic. The draw was fantastic. Just exactly the way I like it. A little bit tight, but not too much. Good plumes of smoke you saw coming out of there. And taste-wise, the flavor profile was not as complex, as I like it. It was pretty simple, Good, tasty tobacco the whole way down. Little Cuban twang in the beginning. Vanilla, sweet bread. Got a little bit more, it was very creamy in the beginning. That creaminess went away. Good through the nose, throughout the whole smoke. Even right now, it's probably good. No, not really. Not really good to the nose at this point, but the burn is still really good. So anyways, in the you got your real tannic cigar, which this is getting tannic, so these would be good cigars to age, but I mean that's obvious because anything from the Vuelta Bajo region is going to automatically be good to age. That's the vintage gold mine right there. If you get 4 or 5-year-old cigar or older than that from the Vuelta Bajo region, man, oh man, that is worth a penny. Better get one of those. That is a damn tasty smoke. Very, very good.